Well, the main challenges that we foresee are not the typical related to the growth and extracting more energy from the wind, that it is being demonstrated year by year that in the offshore industry we are growing quite a lot. Maybe the main limiting factors in the onshore industry are not the ones limited with loads and controls, are more the ones related with exogenous elements like the transportation and the construction limits, so maximum weight and maximum dimensions for road transportation and maximum weight lifting for cranes is our paramount nowadays in onshore. There's not a perfect recipe for everything, but of course, as a consequence of the common limitations, we see some common patterns between the OEMs, and of course the common limitations in road transportation and construction weights, and also keeping the growing volumes going, are forcing us to cut the elephant into pieces, as we said. So we are always trying to move the main nacelles in onshore. We are normally moving it into main components. So one typical trend is that main bearings together with the gearboxes that we call the powertrains are not typically move around together and separated from the main nacelle to the side and assembled there. Also, as a consequence of that, we are connecting very much all these components on the side, so we are needing to develop new processes of how we connect this together on site. So also it is one of the keystones. But also apart from that, other big components like the transformers that are quite heavy and converters, we are seeing some trends in some manufacturers in which we are putting them inside of a secondary nacelle unit, transported them to site, and then assemble it as a kind of a plug-and-play systems. So these common patterns we can see, and apart of that also we can see some trends also in blades and towers that are not the subject for the conference today. We have tracked some hard limitations in the product architecture, in which we are needing a technical disruption and changing to a new technical concept. One of them is very, very easy, limited by the transportation of the hub. We are seeing a clear limitation of maximum blade bearing outer diameter of around 3.8 meters. Also, another similar one, also limited by transportation, is the maximum jaw bearing diameter, in which we are foreseeing a limitation around 4 meters because of the limit of the main nacelle width. And also, while in the main bearings we are not seeing very much limitation, and we have plenty of room to grow up to the 11 megawatts. And also, what we could say is in the gearboxes and generators, in the end, what we foresee is more standardization in the type of bearings, and also in the sizes, as we are perceiving some more standardization there from the value chain. Well, in terms of opportunities, it is clear if we establish a right conversation and we fastly identify these triggering points in which we are needing to jump into another technical concept. We are also, with these triggering points, also we're identifying just before them as what we call the sweet spot in terms of size variance, and we are expecting much higher variance in this size variance than in the rest of the size variant talking about diameter. So if you identify them sufficiently fast, you are going to be the one on the market offering the bestseller diameter, And also, in terms of a challenge, as we are jumping into another technical concept, we have the challenge to be the OEMs has the challenge to offer the best or the most desired concept. So the OEMs, we are buying them, and then they are giving good returns over the investments. Yeah, I'm one of the believers that the sky is the limit in this case, and the history is showing us that every time in the industry we were thinking about, hey, there must be a limit on size. In reality, the new materials and the new developments are always showing us that there is always a chance to continue growing. So I don't perceive any final limitation, but of course, as any other industries, this growth ratio will be decreasing every year, but in the end, we are far from being in an horizontal line for sure.